Before we dive in, a quick note. The story you're about to see is a composite case study. That means it's built from real situations, real trades, and real market data. But the person and the details are fictional. No real individual is being portrayed. This is designed to show you exactly how the bypass capital viability scan works in the real world, using the kinds of scenarios we see every day. The numbers, the market conditions, the challenges, all grounded in reality. The name and the face, those are stand-ins for the thousands of people out there in exactly this situation. Now let's get into it.
Welcome to The Explainer. Listen, today we're tackling a story that is probably going to sound incredibly familiar to a lot of you. Imagine you're a trades entrepreneur. You've got the skills, you've got the drive, and you are sitting on this killer idea for a business. But you're totally frozen. Why? Because you just don't have the hard data to actually pull the trigger. You're wondering, does my market actually need me? Well, today we're looking at a real-world bypass capital viability scan. This is a tool that literally takes all the guesswork out of launching a trades business. We're going to bring a real, verified market gap to life right now. Okay, let's dive into this. What does a real market gap look like before anyone else actually sees it? To figure that out, I want to introduce you to Stan. So Stan is a mechanic. He's got over 5 years of solid hands-on experience, and he's currently just working part-time. But he wants to start a small engine repair business in Kalispell, Montana. He's got the tools, he's got the workspace, but he absolutely needed to know if the demand was truly there before going all in. So he ran a viability scan. Let's see what his report actually revealed. Section 1. Meet Stan and the verdict. Now, I want to emphasize right out of the gate that this analysis isn't some generic chatbot output, okay? This is highly personalized based on real, boots-on-the-ground, local intelligence specifically tailored for Stan's exact situation and location. And here's his verdict, a viability score of a 4 out of 5. In the bypass viability gauge, a 4 means you have a verified market gap. But here's the thing you really need to understand. This score is specifically calibrated for a Tier 3 small market territory. Stan getting a 4 in Kalispell, Montana? Well, that means something completely different than getting a 4 in a massive metro area. In a small market, it means the opportunity is highly concentrated. This score is earned. It's not just randomly assigned. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why Stan earned that score. Kalispell has an explosive 4.59% annual growth rate, sitting right alongside a massive 35.79% population increase since 2020. I mean, wow. This is absolutely not some sleepy rural backwater. Kalispell is a rapidly expanding outdoor recreation hub. The population is absolutely booming, but the trade services to support all those people, they simply haven't caught up yet. Section 2. The local reality check. So how do you actually analyze a low-data environment like a small town in Montana? You look at what is actually happening on the ground by examining converging economic forces. First, you've got a $3.4 billion Montana outdoor recreation GDP. Then you add in 12.5 million non-resident visitors spending over $5.45 billion. And on top of all that, you have a broader Flathead County population of over 114,000 residents. Just think about the massive scale of equipment running inside Stan's expanded service radius. We are talking about thousands of snowblowers, ATVs, chainsaws, outboard motors. Every single piece of that equipment is eventually going to break down, and it will absolutely require servicing. Now, here is the ultimate small market advantage. Flathead County added 10,100 new residents, and a staggering 99% of them came from out of state. These are primarily higher-income individuals who are bringing expensive, high-end outdoor equipment right along with them. But here's the absolute kicker. They have zero existing local repair relationships. None. They are desperate for a trustworthy local specialist. In a market exactly this size, just one single satisfied customer in Kalispell will quickly compound Stan's reputation. Word of mouth will spread like wildfire. And that brings us to the live demand signal. The research actually pulled this exact quote directly from the local Kalispell Nextdoor community. Someone wrote, "Terry's small engine is the primary referral, but you may have to wait a while. That is kind of how it goes in the valley." Guys, this is absolute gold. This is what we call the big guy weakness. The established, older competitors aren't competing on speed anymore. They are completely bottlenecked by terrible wait times. An operator who can come in and guarantee a fast turnaround, they own this market instantly. Section 3, the 80-20 profit pivot. So the crucial point is, This is where we hand Stan the exact strategic weapon he needs to completely dominate his local landscape without having to reinvent the wheel. Just look at the ticket math here. Stan could take the commodity path, right? Fixing residential push mowers for price-sensitive customers, making maybe $60 to $120 a job. Or he can take the specialist path by focusing purely on premium snowmobiles, UTVs, and marine equipment where the customer values speed over price. He suddenly jumps to $200 to $600 per job. The 80-20 logic is crystal clear. Specialize in the high-margin outdoor recreation equipment that the big guys are just too backed up to handle properly. Which leads us perfectly to this new hyper-targeted positioning statement for Stan. Kalispell's outdoor equipment specialist. Fast turnaround, no waiting, gear ready when you are. You know, this isn't just some catchy marketing tagline. It's a direct, surgical attack on the existing long wait times in the valley. It speaks directly to the biggest pain point of those wealthy new arrivals whose $20,000 UTV is just sitting broken in their garage the day before a huge weekend trip. Section 4. Funding and immediate action. Okay, we've established the demand, we've got the strategy. Now let's talk about the reality of actually getting the specialized business off the ground. The startup cost here might actually shock you. $1,000 to $5,000. That's it. That is the incredibly low profile for a lean launch in small engine repair. Stan already has his basic tools, he's got the experience. All he really needs to invest in is a few specialized diagnostic tools, a solid workbench setup, and a parts inventory float. There is no massive, six-figure equipment gap standing in his way here. But there is one absolutely non-negotiable step before Stan can take a commercial client's $15,000 snowmobile or $25,000 UTV into his shop. He must get a general liability insurance quote from providers like Next Insurance or Thimble. Honestly, it takes about 15 minutes online, but it is the ultimate shield that safely allows him to touch that high-value equipment. Do not skip this. And as Stan scales up, traditional banks might start putting up walls. But get this, within just 90 days of his first paying job, Stan can explore funding options through Bypass Capital. We're talking higher approval rates, a crazy fast process, and funding options built specifically for startup trades operators. It is capital actually designed for the reality of the trades, not for some stuffy corporate boardroom. Let's move to and see how this builds. Section 5, what about your market? We are pivoting directly from the research phase right into execution. Here is Stan's exact step-by-step 30-day action plan. Step 1, post a 48-hour turnaround offer on Facebook and Nextdoor. Step 2, secure those first 5 paying customers. Step 3, file the LLC and activate that insurance. Now, I really want you to notice what is absolutely missing from this list. A website. Stan literally does not even need a website to get his first 5 customers. He simply needs to show up in the local conversation where people are already complaining about wait times. But every great opportunity comes with an honest warning, which the report delivers loud and clear. The wait time advantage won't last forever. The market signal on Nextdoor, it's visible to anyone who bothers to look. The window of opportunity is wide open right now, but Stan has got to move through it immediately before somebody else claims that market share and builds the reputation first. Speed to market is totally critical here. So Stan is moving forward with clarity and total confidence. Now I want to turn the focus entirely onto you. What will your report say about your territory? If you've been sitting on an idea, just wondering if your specific trade has a gap in your specific town, what could a 5-minute honest look at your market actually reveal? Remember, no 2 reports are the same, because no 2 markets are exactly the same. You've seen the depth, the precision, and the actionable strategy that comes from real local intelligence. So I have to ask, are you really going to just sit on your dreams while your own local window of opportunity is wide open? Don't let someone else claim your market. Take the next step right now at bypasscapital.com/vscan. Find your gap and get to work. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.